How you doing, everybody, and welcome to a very special night in local sports. It's Friday night primetime basketball coming to you from Kalani Gym here in Kalani, and I'm Russell Yamanoho. Joining me is Dr. Nathan Murata. He's the Dean of the College of Education over at the University of Hawaii, and we got a very special night of basketball coming your way tonight. Dr. Murata, tell us why this is such a special event.
Oh, thanks, Russ. The Friday night primetime is a inclusive basketball program where, we started off with two high schools. They will be playing in the second game, Roosevelt and Kalani. And essentially what it is provide the opportunity for our student athletes that have unique needs to also participate and have a opportunity to engage with a interscholastic event to represent their school pride, and just that feeling of camaraderie with team sportsmanship and even win-loss. So I'm very excited about this, and parents are here, and everyone's excited about it.
And Olelo Community Media is very happy to be part of this event. This is the last game of the season. The season has been going on for the last few weeks.
This is the last weekend. And it's a lot of it due to graduation and other things coming up in the end of the school year. So gym time is also very valuable for these schools. So, yeah, we're looking forward to a very exciting game today.
So the athletes taking part here tonight all have unique needs. They're at-risk youth, and for them, this is all about getting to experience what the varsity players get to experience, what the junior varsity players get to experience, even down to the intermediate leagues. And we're talking about everything that the athletes on a varsity level get to experience. Stuff that you wouldn't think of, like riding the bus to the venue, spending time in the gym for practice sessions, doing all of those things that some of the other athletes might take for granted. These athletes get to enjoy it and just be part of that whole experience and represent their high school and wear their colors on their backs.
That's true. And they even have the opportunity to wear their jerseys during the day, like your typical student athlete. So that whole experience in it by itself is something that we want to give that authenticity for the game experience and the camaraderie and the sportsmanship that goes along with, competition, And so we're very excited about it.
So we got 4 teams here tonight. The first game is Kaiser and Mckinley. Later on tonight, we've got Kalani coming up against Roosevelt. Just one of 2 venues that's going on tonight. Mililani's up hosting games as well.
Yes.
And like I said, this is the final game, the final weekend of the season for Friday night primetime. And again, it's just a great scene. The parents get involved, the friends get involved.
Yes.
And one of the interesting things about it is the student peers that participate with the players here.
That's correct. Yeah, and I think that's what makes it so unique and so special for our whole experience for the student athletes, for all student athletes. And I think every student athlete going through high school should have that kind of experience. And Friday night primetime, we feel, has provided that opportunity for many of these student athletes that, honestly may not have gotten that opportunity. So real happy with all this.
So the event here tonight is brought to you by a lot of people, not only Dr. Murata, but a bunch of other people, a bunch of other entities that have stepped up to the plate to help these student athletes have their moment in the sun, have their chance to shine, to show what they can do, and have some teamwork. Let's take a look at some of the spots here from some of the players, some of the entities that have gotten involved to make this a reality for these athletes here tonight. Let's take a look at that.
Aloha, my name is Nathan Murata, and I am the Dean of the College of Education at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Our faculty, students, and alumni continue to make a positive global impact on teacher preparation, educational leadership, research, exercise science, and Native Hawaiian and Indigenous education. The college is synergistic and innovative in its programs, partnerships, and community endeavors. Throughout our efforts with professional development schools, parental and community engagement, curriculum design and evaluation, and a steady stream of innovative projects, the college strongly adheres to a collaborative partnership to strengthen teacher recruitment, retention, and development. It is an exciting time to be part of such a progressive and dynamic college as we re-envision what it might look like in the future and develop strategic initiatives to complement the changing times. I can't wait to see what the new year brings. I am proud and honored to serve as Dean of the College of Education, and I wish you all aloha and see you all next year.
We are Ohana. We are one family. We have an obligation to meet the needs of this community. In living in an island community, it's even more important.
We live in the same community we're serving, so Madison goes the extra step, shipping goods safely to better serve the state.
We understand the local culture and what the local needs are, and it really depends on our dedication to the Hawaii community to bring the goods in.
Giving back to our community is one of the core foundations at PowBox. We're proud to support the Friday night primetime program in their efforts to give students with disabilities and at-risk youth the opportunity to experience interscholastic athletics. Through the PowBox Kahikina Scholarship, we're also proud to support Native Hawaiians pursuing careers in STEM and tech in general. Now in its 7th year, the scholarship has awarded over $97,000 to 46 recipients. Congratulations and best of luck to all the Friday night primetime student athletes.
Concussions can happen anytime and anywhere. Don't think that it'll just go away. Take it seriously. If you think you may have a concussion, get checked out.
Welcome back inside Kalani Gymnasium for a very special night in local sports. As we mentioned, this is Friday night prime time. It's Mckinley taking on Kaiser, and on the court right now the two teams that'll be participating, and these teams, as we mentioned in the first segment in the open, these are all athletes with unique needs and at-risk youth, and it's their chance to come out here tonight and enjoy the same teamwork, same camaraderie that the varsity players get to face when these teams are on the court. So this is the last weekend of about a 6-week stretch, and they're just about ready to get tip-off. So some of the things that are unique to Friday night primetime, as you might be able to see from looking at some of these shots on the court, is it's co-ed.
Yes.
It's boys and girls participating against each other, and this whole entity here, this whole thing is all about inclusion. At Olelo Community Media, one of the things we like to get involved with is esports, and I'm always telling people about esports is you don't have to be a 6'7", 310-pound football player to make do in esports. It's inclusive of everybody, and in this particular case, that's also the case here. Inclusion is a big word for Friday night primetime.
Yes. And, that interaction that the players have, co-educationally, also gives that whole different flair to all this. And so it's exciting. Exciting for the players and exciting for the coaches and it's exciting for us and the parents.
And we talked about the student peers that are on the floor. So you'll be able to see them. Dr. Murata was telling me earlier that they're notated by a black wristband.
Yes, they have a black wristband on their one of either arm, and that is the designated peer mentor of the team that will help kind of move the game along with the players. So
yeah, so it's not only the players that get the benefit from this arrangement, this setup here. Yeah. The peer students, the peer teammates also get the benefit from it, because at an early age they get to step outside the box.
Yes.
And step up and help their fellow classmates, their fellow schoolmates, and be part of this, where they're not just out here to participate, they're out here to kind of mentor the other teammates, kind of push everything forward. And I can see that for some of these athletes, they look up to those peer mentors.
Yes, they do. And, you know, the friendship, camaraderie extends into the classroom during the school day. So, and perhaps they may not be acquainted prior to this, but now they are.
Yeah.
So, really exciting.
So again, it's not so much about the X's and O's, about the points scored, about the fouls that are accumulated along those lines. It's all about these athletes coming out here and taking part and experiencing what it's like to be a McKinley Tiger, what it's like to be a Kaiser Cougar. And if you take a look over on the Kaiser side, their warm-ups, they have their own way of doing things. The McKinley side, they have their side, the warm-ups, their way of doing things. And again, it's just it's a great feeling. And across the way, the fans, the parents, the friends, family, they get really into it too. It's early on here tonight. The game hasn't started, but you can kind of feel the energy building in here.
The energy is building. And we have all our students, even students in wheelchairs that may not get that opportunity to participate, but they're here today. So it's an exciting time for everyone.
Right, so we do have at least one athlete in a wheelchair over on the Kaiser side, but again, everybody plays.
Everybody plays.
The coaches are encouraged. In fact, they're reminded at certain periods throughout the quarters to make changes, to get everybody involved. So everybody that is wearing a uniform tonight will be involved. And it'll be a fun night for everywhere around. Let's be sure. And you can see right here, not only you get to experience the stuff that we were talking about earlier about getting out here, being part of the team, being bussed out here, being part of that, but you also get to crash under the basket.
Yep. And you know, we even have athletic trainers here too. You know, like in any activity, sport activity, making sure the health and safety of the student athletes are primary in this, venue. So we're happy to have them available for us as well.
So while we're sitting here waiting for this first game to get underway, McKinley versus Kaiser, we'll be sharing some stories all game long about some things that are just not your average athletic stories. Things like for Roosevelt, the team that's coming up here later tonight, they are forced to practice in a special situation because of facilities being tied up or what have you. But the Roosevelt team practices outdoors on the football field over at Roosevelt, and that's partly because their gym is being renovated.
That's correct.
But they practice basketball outdoors on the football field without a basket, so they do stuff like work on teamwork, work on passing, fundamentals, and that type of thing.
Yes.
And then on Saturdays, they get to go inside and actually take aim at the basket.
And to participate in Friday Night Prime Time, like Roosevelt and all these schools, they have to practice. Again, like in any athletic event at the school, you just don't show up. You practice. You have to do well in school. You have to make sure that you do your job in the classroom, like your typical student athletes. And we encourage the coaches to treat the student athletes exactly that. Say you misbehave, you don't do well, hey, you may have to sit out, you're not playing. And so we want to make sure that they get that experience, that it's not all about just showing up, but the practice, dedicating your time to practice, committed to the team, all those variables that they normally would not have achieved or gained during the academic year, during the day. So real excited, I tell you. It's going to be something to watch.
It's definitely going to be, if you're a true sports fan at heart, this is going to be something that's something to see, because it's, like I said, it's not just about the X's and O's, the points that are scored. It's about everybody coming out here and taking part, representing your school, representing Kaiser, representing McKinley, wearing the black and gold, wearing the blue and gold.
Yep. And, I also, to put on a venue like this, an event like this, takes a lot of people. And just a quick shout out to our referees and officials, Mike Ishikawa and John Tom, for their commitment and passion for helping us. They're full-time, they're bona fide officials. They spend their time with us to help officiate the game. They're very flexible. As you can see, we try to keep the game as real life and authentic as we can be, but they know that there's some flexibility in the rules. So,
you know, one of the items that Dr. Murata and I talked about, I'm Russell Yamanoha, Dr. Murata, the Dean of the College of Education, University of Hawaii. In fact, he's one of the co-founders of this league. One of the things we talked about is they're wanting to experience everything that goes along with being a varsity athlete. And like you said, too, it's all of that that comes along with it. The practices, even some of the stuff that athletes may not necessarily like, they get to participate in it. The conditioning drills, the practicing, as we mentioned in the case of Roosevelt, having to practice outdoors on a football field because of a lack of a gym. They're getting the full exposure.
Full experience, the whole experience. So this is really exciting. A lot of parents are here already, and the energy is building, and right now I think they're going to introduce everyone on each team.
Right.
And
So
that kind of sportsmanship from the very beginning. And
so again, they'll play 4 quarters, 8-minute quarters. The clock will run throughout. It'll be a running clock, except for the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yes.
And I also understand if overtime is needed, they'll play a 2-minute overtime. And in the overtime, the clock will stop and start as normal.
And in some cases, during the quarter, the coaches may ask to stop the clock at every 2 minutes so that we can do a substitution. So that really depends on the coaches and the officials. So we leave it up to them to make that decision, that determination. But yet, while we are wanting for them to participate, at the end of the day, they want to win. So it's going to be fun.
So again, Friday night prime time, brought into this arena a few years back by Dr. Nathan Murata, the Dean of the College of Education at the University of Hawaii. Tell us real quick before we get started here tonight about the team, the entities in Los Angeles that got you started on this.
Yeah, about 10 years ago, I got together with Peter Strauss, who is the co-founder of Team Primetime, and in fact his colleague Antoine Nijifa she came in all the way from Los Angeles, and we'll be introducing her at later on in the game. But we got together and I shared with him what I wanted to do, and he just happened to have a program that he called Team Primetime, and where they have peer tutors, mentoring, and so we kind of took some of that and made it our own here at in the islands. So it's similar, but yet a little bit of a different twist here. So, but we do offer that the opportunity that he provided for us, and he's been a strong supporter of us since day one.
And everywhere you look tonight, everywhere you look, there'll be somebody who's dedicated to these kids having the best experience that you possibly have. There are volunteers, as we mentioned, student mentors, their coaches, all volunteers. Chris Nakagawa, Amy Richardson, Brent Pamarikan, and Jim Dunkel. For Mckinley, Ryan Gilmore and Paula Cias. For Kaiser, again, 8-minute quarters.
Yep. And with the student athlete in the wheelchair, we want to make sure that they have someone assigned to them at all times, just for the safety of not only themselves, but for the others.
Mckinley has a big cheering section right behind their basket. Apparently they're selling pickled onions. Always have to fundraise. McKinley in the black, Kaiser in the light blue. Boy, that the McKinley group is making some noise back there under the basket. Some defense by Kobe Edwards.
So the peer mentors are there to kind of usher the team, to the other side of the court to maybe play some defense occasionally. But we found over the years that students love to score. Everybody loves to score.
So you can see McKinley scores the first basket of this contest. And again, it's not their normal basketball game, but it's one where they're all taking part, even the players on the other team helping players on the opposing side.
Yes. Defense is just put your hands up.
So this is not a timeout here. This is a stoppage of play to let the coaches sub out. So now all 5 players will come out for both sides.
Yep.
And again, this is just part of everybody having that experience to come out and participate, represent their school. The whole reason why Olelo Community Media is here tonight is because Dr. Murata and Allison Suchida want to have these players, the co-founders of Friday Night Primetime, want to have this situation be as close to what a varsity player gets to experience when they're out of the court. And of course, some of the teams that are in the OIA, they get to participate on televised games. And so that was the whole impetus to having Olelo's involvement, was to have the games be televised in that way.
Yeah, so the student athletes can see themselves on TV.
Yeah.
And the parents can see themselves, their child, son or daughter on TV. So it's really a nice thing.
So keep in mind now, the players that have the dark wristbands are student mentors. They're on the court helping their fellow classmates, their fellow schoolmates. And undoubtedly they play a big role in this as well, because it's all about helping your teammates.
And the peer mentors are not allowed to shoot. And they do a lot of the rebounding, as you can see.
Kaiser's still waiting to get on the board, but here comes Mckinley. There we go. Mckinley playing in a neutral court, but they got a lot of people in here that are pulling for the Tigers. You can see it. It's not a basketball game that's driven by how many points you score or how many rebounds you accumulate.
I think it's a matter of them just wanting to make a basket. And when you notice when either team makes a basket, everyone cheers. So it's really
So 2 minutes have gone by. We're down to 4 minutes. So this is the second round of substitutions coming in again. Everybody gets to see the court. And it's not just in cleanup time if your team's got a big lead. It's all throughout the game. It's all about letting these kids have that in-game experience. So Dr. Murata, tell us about this league. How old is it? What does I know you mentioned about having been inspired by a similar league in the Los Angeles area, but what has kept it going through all these years?
You know, what kept it going when we first started, and it's sort of like through that Coconut Wireless, word just slowly spread to other schools. And we started to receive calls. Oh, I heard this. I heard something's going on. Can we become involved? What started out at 2 schools, now we're at 16 schools here on the island of Oahu, and it's just grown, and it continues to grow, and we're hoping that we can get some of the neighbor islands involved.
Yeah, at one point you were mentioning you had the Big Island teams involved.
Yes, we had the Big Island, Pahoa and Honoka'a. I think Waikea were also very much interested. However, then COVID hit right at that time, and that kind of shut the production down, and we never really got kick-started back on the Big Island. So now we're targeting not going back to the Big Island, but also to maybe to Maui. To also have some schools on Maui participate. Really excited about that.
It's one of the things we're hoping to accomplish here this afternoon is to let people see how important it is to these kids, how happy they are to participate in this, and hopefully expand this, as you said, to other islands, to other schools. I know we're in Kalani Gym right now tonight, but the Kalani Gym, Kalani not playing in this game, they'll play in a nightcap.
Right.
But Kalani was one of the first 2 teams involved in this league. In fact, it was when the league only had 2 teams.
Yes, they were they're probably the original group, and they've been participating since day one, and that's attributed to the faculty, the teachers here, the administration, very helpful and supportive, and Roosevelt, of course, is the other school. So that's why we always put them, in the nightcap feature game, if you will. so that they can continue their challenging each other. So.
Again, you can hear the crowd just following every shot attempt. Again, you might notice that there are boys and girls participating on the floor at the same time. And nobody seems to look the other way. They're all involved in it. They're all taking part of it. They're all teammates. Again, children, youth with unique needs, and at-risk youth. They're the ones that are targeted to be part of this. And you can just see, I mean, it's the chance to come out and participate and do what they like to do what they love to do in front of family and friends.
Yeah, and, you know, I think the peer mentors too benefit tremendously throughout the entire season, and, you know, the friendships that are developed at the school. Really, really nice to see.
Yeah, to me, that's one of the points of Friday Night Primetime that can't be overlooked. The fact that there's student mentors that are on the court with these players at the same time. They're students from the respective schools that are volunteers. They're not paid, but they come out and they just take part of this and try to help out some of their classmates. And I'm sure that contributes to their growth process as they grow into adulthood as well.
It's just that whole social emotional learning and development that, you know, Friday Night Primetime, we seriously believe has positively contributed to that, you know, the growth and development and interaction with your social emotional growth. So, you know, to have, you know, one of the star athletes at the school say hi to you, be your friend, I mean, it feels good. You know, that whole feel-good approach is really, really great.
So one thing we need to clear up, though, we were talking about the student mentors. One of the things we need to clear up is a student mentor is on the court, but they are not allowed to shoot the ball, to basically take a lead in it. They're just out there to lend support to their teammates.
That's correct. That's correct. So they can't shoot. They can rebound, and they can do exactly a lot of things except score. But they're there primarily to help facilitate their teammate and getting them to. That's a steal there.
Well, you can just see the smiles on their faces as they run down the court.
And, you know, shout out to the referees. They're flexible. You know, really nice to see.
Back at Kalani Gym, and we've got Friday Night Primetime Basketball, as you see there on your screen. McKinley taking on Kaiser. And all throughout tonight, this is a big special night for sports on the island of Oahu, and we're bringing in people all through the night that will be talking about their support for this event.
Well, at this time, I wanted to take this opportunity to introduce Bernie Valencia, VP of Sales for Hawaii, Matson. And, part of Friday Night Primetime has his roots without the support of Matson from the very beginning. And so, Bernie, we really wanted to get this opportunity to say thank you to Matson and to the wonderful support that Matson has given to our program, to education, to athletics, to the College of Education at Manoa. And we really say thank you. And because of what Matson has contributed, this is what it is now. From 2 schools, now we're at 16, and we don't know how much more it's going to grow. But Bernie, thank you for being on air with us, and thank you for your support over the years. Yes, 10 years. No, I tell you, when we first started out with 2 schools, one of our biggest expenses has been the transportation, and Matson was gracious enough to help fund transportation, help compensate. I think Roberts Hawaii, and so the schools, all they had to do was notify Matson, and they took care of everything. It was just a fantastic partnership over the years, and honestly, one of the biggest costs to run Friday Night Primetime is the transportation, that whole experience. And so along with uniforms and basketballs and coolers, they even have coolers. It's really, really appreciated. So, Bernie, again, thank you from Friday Night Primetime. We really appreciate it.
Kids a full experience of what it's like to be on a team and in a league, and they see all the other kids, the regular basketball teams playing, so they get to have their own uniforms, and it's really neat. I think what you guys have done really puts a great experience with every single person that's participating.
Yeah, and almost every game, there's always a Matson representative here, and so it's great to have, again, the partnership from the very beginning, and looking forward to many more years of support, and we're just so proud of what we've accomplished. And again, we could have done all of this without Matson's help. And so, again, very, very gracious, very generous of Matson giving, and wanted to say thank you.
So, Matson has been a sponsor of this for quite some time. In fact, probably from the very first year, from the beginning. What is the impetus for Matson to obviously to support these kids and to have them be part of this whole thing, but why is Matson drawn to this?
Well, Matson, we look at supporting the community, especially the ones that we live in, and living on an island, not everyone has the same opportunities we do in the mainland, right? So wherever we see organizations who need help and they say, hey, we want to recreate something and we'd love to do this, would you help us with this experience? We have this idea. We're always willing to help and look out how we can improve everybody's experience.
And we were talking earlier about Kalani and Roosevelt being the first 2 teams, the only 2 teams that when this Friday Night Primetime League started. But it has grown quite a bit. There's a lot of schools involved. In fact, this is just one venue tonight that's hosting games. The other one is up in Mililani.
Yes.
And there are 2 games there, 4 teams taking part.
Correct.
There are 2 games here, 4 teams taking part. So that just shows you that the kids are really drawn to this. As you can hear, the family, the friends, the classmates over here for McKinley over here behind the basket. This is really starting to take off and just find its footing.
Yeah, well, I'm happy it is, and we look forward to future growth. You know, some of these kids, I'm watching them right now, and they play better basketball than me.
You're not going to get me out there. Yeah.
And you appear to be a good luck charm for Kaiser, because when you started up here, they were scoreless. Now they've got 8. They're still down 10, but you know, like I said, it's not about the score. It's about the kids having fun. This is our second, in the second quarter, our second substitution round. So again, we can't thank you enough for Madsen to step up to and to be part of this and to be like a shining light in this community.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the honor for allowing us to participate anytime we can help.
Thank you, Bernie. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So it's 18-8 here in the middle of the second quarter, as you see the score right there. Again, every 2 minutes they stop to let the teams trade out on the players on the bench so that everybody gets to play. Again, the College of Education at the University of Hawaii, Madsen Shipping. Powbox, we'll hear from them a little bit later. Powbox is a email security company. A lot of entities have stepped up to make this primetime Friday night primetime basketball a reality. And don't look now, but Kaiser started to find their footing.
They're catching up. They're catching up.
That's a competitive fire right there on a fast break. Again, boys and girls participating together in the Friday night primetime league. So again, 18-10, McKinley with the lead. Again, it's not about the points. We'll tell you about the points on the scoreboard, but it's more about the players.
That was a nice
and on a break right there, it's Kobe Edwards.
There's some of these student athletes that actually have participated for several years. You know, we've been seeing them every year, and I think they're pretty much seniors already, so they may be the end of their careers playing Friday night prime time. But it's nice to see the growth of the student athlete.
Yes. So tell us about some of the athletes that participate in this. As we mentioned, it's athletes with unique needs, but also athletes who are at risk. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, you know, we got some student athletes that are at risk for, you know, they may have behavioral challenges, they may have social interaction challenges, things that make it somewhat, you know, difficult sometimes to be, you know, in a typical arranged setting, you know, and so when you have student athletes that are at risk and pairing them with students that are unique needs, and you coupled with their peer mentor, I think it provides a very nice interaction of differences that can help support each other and you know, just kind of a good feel about helping each other kind of thing. So that kind of support, I think, is really nice.
And it really does take a community, because the coaches have to step up. In fact, some of these coaches have been here for several years.
Yes.
It's the officials volunteer their time.
That's correct.
Of course, all the work you put in, Dr. Murata, the people that work with you, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program, they help facilitate things. It's really does take a community. There's a lot of hands involved to have these kids have their moment in the spotlight.
And, you know, actually, we've got we've got Department of Education leadership in the House tonight. We've got legislative support from Senator Michelle Kidani, big supporter of Friday Night Primetime. We even have Laura Beeman, Coach Beeman. I'm not sure if she was able to make it today, but she's always been a staunch supporter of this program. So it's just a fantastic opportunity to get people from all levels to engage in what we're doing here. So.
And I talked to a couple of parents before the game, and we keep kind of focusing on the athletes. But for the people here who are in attendance, the parents, the grandparents, the aunties, uncles, the friends, family members, they were getting very emotional about it because it's finally their chance to see their kids or the kids that they know or part of their family to be involved, to get involved in a sport like this. And it's emotional for them as well.
It's very emotional. And in fact, when we first started, a parent came up to me literally almost in tears. Cannot believe their son just represented their school at an event. You know, and I think that just kind of summarizes where the parents' perspective are with regard to seeing their son or daughter participating in this kind of event. So really nice to see.
And of course, when it also helps if you're a parent of a Kaiser Cougar.
Yes.
When your team comes out and puts up 12 points in a quarter, that also helps out too. So it's McKinley 20, Kaiser 12. Again, we're going to go through here a five-minute halftime.
Yep.
But again, we can't say enough about this. Just to me, I don't know why I keep bringing it up because the student mentors, that's the one that really stands out to me because it's a high school student that takes time out of their day to hang out with their friends, go to the beach, do homework, what have you. Yep. They're taking time out of all of that to attend practice, to attend these games on a Friday afternoon, no less, Friday night prime time, and to step up and help out their classmates, you know, the other students in their school. And again, we talked about it earlier, but we can't say it enough. It helps the students on the team, but it's also got a long way to go to help those student mentors as well.
Yes. No, the peer mentors, they're a special group of student athletes. Sometimes they actually play on the varsity basketball team. We've had some of those. We had some of the athletes coming out from softball, from various other teams, and some that haven't played any varsity sport, but just wanting to be part of a program, you know. And I think for us, it's so worthwhile to see and just very humbling for us too as well. So.
And as the co-founder of this league, that's got to be very heartwarming for you as well.
Yeah, you know, we really feel good about the accomplishments that we've had, and you know, the goal, if Superintendent Hayashi is paying attention, the goal is to maybe eventually have a Division III, you know, interscholastic Division III state tournament. Now, wouldn't that be nice? So, I got dreams, you know, but we'll never know.
So we talked about all of the entities that have stepped up to help make Friday Night Primetime a reality, sponsorships, basically. So let's take a look at some of their stories right now as we wait for the second half to begin here.
Aloha, my name is Nathan Murata, and I am the Dean of the College of Education at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Our faculty, students, and alumni continue to make a positive global impact on teacher preparation, educational leadership, research, exercise science, and Native Hawaiian and Indigenous education. The college is synergistic and innovative in its programs, partnerships, and community endeavors. Throughout our efforts with professional development schools, parental and community engagement, curriculum design and evaluation, and a steady stream of innovative projects, the college strongly adheres to a collaborative partnership to strengthen teacher recruitment, retention, and development. It is an exciting time to be part of such a progressive and dynamic college as we re-envision what it might look like in the future and develop strategic initiatives to complement the changing times. I can't wait to see what the new year brings. I am proud and honored to serve as Dean of the College of Education, and I wish you all aloha and see you all next year.
We are Ohana. We are one family. We have an obligation to meet the needs of this community. In living in an island community, it's even more important.
We live in the same community we're serving, so Matson goes the extra step, shipping goods safely to better serve the state.
We understand the local culture and what the local needs are, and it really depends on our dedication to the Hawaii community to bring the goods in.
Giving back to our community is one of the core foundations at PowBox. We're proud to support the Friday night primetime program in their efforts to give students with disabilities and at-risk youth the opportunity to experience interscholastic athletics. Through the PowBox Kahikina Scholarship, we're also proud to support Native Hawaiians pursuing careers in STEM and tech in general. Now in its 7th year, the scholarship has awarded over $97,000 to 46 recipients. Congratulations and best of luck to all the Friday night primetime student athletes.
Back at Kalani Gym, and you just heard from some of the outfits that are responsible for putting Friday night primetime on the air here tonight, or in the court actually, on the basketball court. Another one is going on, another doubleheader is going on up in Milani, and Pro City's leading Moanalua in that one,
Yes.
20-16. Later tonight it's Waipahu and Mililani. And there you see in the shot Mckinley Bicycle. We want to talk a little bit about Mckinley Bicycle.
Mckinley Bicycle, they're the other sponsor that has been very supportive of Friday night prime time. Loan us some, gave us some basketballs to kind of help support our cause, and slowly they gave us more and more things and helped us from the very beginning. But a lot of it was the sporting equipments and things of that nature. For about over 5 or 10 years already, from the very beginning. So Mckinley Bike's been a big helpful supporter of us too. Very much appreciate it.
Mckinley Bicycle, that their business model fits right into the basketball theme here at Friday Night Primetime. But Matson, I mean, really, they're a bright light in the community for supporting this.
Yeah. I mean, when we get these kind of sponsors and things, it just makes our job a lot easier. Makes the game experience, more and more authentic, and because we can do things because we have some funding and some resources to do so. So it's really nice to have. We're very appreciative of everything that's been given.
Well,
One thing about the uniqueness of Friday night primetime, whoever scores, everyone cheers. So that's pretty.
It's got to be as one of the people that have put this thing together. What's going on almost 10 years ago now? It's got to be heartwarming for you to see how people are responding to this now.
Yes, yeah, it is. It really is. And every year it gets bigger and bigger. I know, I think at Pro City, once we hosted at Pro City, they had the mascot, they had ROTC, I mean, they had everybody. So, really, really nice.
And McKinley is well represented here tonight in the crowd. And again, this is the Kalani Gym, Kaiser and McKinley. But they've got a lot of people here, a lot of them sitting here behind us. So here's McKinley again. Kobe Edwards. So that's the horn again. That's to allow the coaches to do full-scale substitutions, so everybody can get into the game. It's about the experience. It's not about the points.
That's right. It's about experience. But, I think at the end of the day...
It'd be tough to tell the players that, though.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think they want to win,
Yes.
So.
Again, they're expecting a big crowd on hand. This is the final weekend of the season. About a 6-week season.
Yes. Yep.
And we're in Kalani Gym, and Kalani's set to play against Roosevelt in the second game tonight, and they're expecting a full house for that. In fact, there's a section coned off just for the Kalani band.
Kalani band, yes. So the Kalani band will be making an entrance right
I know the
there.
band drives the audio guys nuts, but that's just this is part of the way it is.
Yep.
22-14, McKinley over Kaiser in Friday night prime time here at Kalani Gym. That's Max Showman. They're doing what they can to get him his points, and he does it. Yeah, just think if you're a family member for Max, I mean, that's just to see him out here on the court participating. It's just got to be such a great thing. Tati Torres misses a shot. McKinley comes back the other way.
Oh. Now we got a game going back and forth. Here we go.
Max Showman, they're lining him up, and you can see the other team gets involved. It's all about having fun. And it's shaping up to be a night Max will not forget. Isaiah Moses, Max Follini, Rodney Follini, I'm sorry.
A lot of our games are very offensively driven. So.
Well, you can see it's not in
Kaiser's
the shot
catching
here,
up.
but one of the peer mentors for Kaiser, I mean, just doing just a fabulous job. She's wearing number 13, I believe, and she's out there directing other players on her team. Yes. Again, it's not what a basketball fan is used to seeing. But I mean, how can you not love this?
Yeah, and some of the peer mentors actually have been around for several years too. So they like it, they enjoy it. But even this, we cannot do it without our referees. Mike Ishikawa, John Tom, that's refereeing for us now. Alton Mamiya, Raymond Fujino, Gary Boxa, Awaya Dulo. I mean, everyone has helped us from getting this game going and making it look as authentic as it can be.
So Braden Kaneko, you see the black wristband. That denotes him as a peer mentor. He'll inbound and let the teammates go to work. Middle of the court is Cara Dinius for Kaiser.
Yep.
She's the athlete in the wheelchair, and again, it's just all about everybody taking part, everybody having fun, and it's a great time all the way around for everybody.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, from out of nowhere, Kaiser's come back to almost tie this thing. In fact, they can tie it right here.
They might tie it.
So as you said, we keep talking about them having fun, but at some point, they're athletes. They want to win this thing.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Lucas Ari with the shot there to give McKinley back its full-point lead. A block shot by Nathaniel Sason. Tyler Suey with the shot and the bucket for Kaiser. And McKinley, nobody has to coach McKinley on running down the court. They're just a fast break machine.
My goodness.
We want to thank our sponsors, Matson, Macaulay Bike. Big-time sponsors, the College of Education, of which Dr. Murata here is a dean.
Our HCAMP organization also has been very
Hawaii
supportive.
Concussion Awareness Management Program.
Yes. Yep.
So Kaiser here trying to tie it, and they do. That's Tyler Lamb with the shot and another full substitution. Again, shout out to the coaches for both sides.
Yes.
They are,
Yes.
again, volunteers dedicated to their student athletes. All of these athletes have unique needs. They're at-risk youth, and they're having their chance to shine in the spotlight here tonight.
On a Friday night.
Friday night prime time.
Friday time. So the Kaiser coaches, Ryan Gilmore, Carrie Cross, Principal Justin Mew, great supporters of us. We really appreciate all that they've done. With Mckinley, you've got Ron Okamura, Kelly Pardon, Demi Caleb, Chris Nakagawa, your coaches, Emmy Richardson, Brett Pataginian, Jim Dunkel. Very much appreciate their hard work and commitment to getting the students ready, not only during practice but during games.
Max Shulman is not going to remember this night. He's not going to forget this night. He'll always remember it. Here's Tyler Lamb at the basketball for the Cougars. He's loving it. He's loving it, posting up in the paint. Hideto Otsu with the shot for Mckinley. Under 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Ava Waltall brought in a clock for McKinley.
Oh!
And the clock ends the third quarter. We even got McKinley mascots. We got McKinley mascots in here tonight. That's a McKinley fan.
Well, Russ, you and I were talking earlier about how Friday Night Primetime came to be, and it gives me great privilege and honor to introduce Tonye Ninyafa. And she's from Team Primetime in Los Angeles, California. She former UCLA basketball player for the women's team, works now with co-founder Peter Strauss, who I mentioned earlier, and she flew all the way out here from LA to be part of our experience here this evening. So, welcome to the islands.
Thank you for having me. It's a beautiful island, and I'm happy to be here. Great weather, so I'm enjoying the game. I mean, it's super competitive. I love to see both teams compete. This is what it's all about. I had an all-star game in Antelope Valley yesterday, and now I'm in Hawaii today. The Primetime Games is really expanding itself, and just to see how you guys have grown the game and how much the peer coaches really get excited to play and protect their teammates and facilitate for them and build that true leadership quality, it's amazing.
So what would be the, earlier I was talking about how we took Team Primetime initial concept and we sort of brought it to the islands and kind of made it our own. So from what you see, from what you know back in what Peter and you folks have developed over the years, what would be some of the major differences or similarities that you have?
Yeah, so I think you guys play 5-on-5, where the original model probably is 6-on-6. But I think it's to each his own. It's however you guys feel best allows the program, the structure to flow, then utilize it in that way. Some of the differences I see is like, this young woman here in the wheelchair, she's still able to get on the court and play just as well and participate just as much as any other student. I think the atmosphere is one of the biggest differences. You have your student section from each team,
and the band's coming.
And the band that you guys have a huge support system, and that's really one of the biggest key differences from in LAUSD or in the LA area to here.
Oh, right.
Okay, how does it feel? How does it feel to have you see what's going on here tonight, and to know that your organization, Team Primetime, has had a role in inspiring what's going on here tonight?
Yeah, I think it's an amazing contribution to how small ideas can become big life-changing moments. And you guys are a testament to the program expanding, making it your own, and then getting the entire community involved. I think we are just here as a small staple to say thank you for having us, thank you for allowing us to be a part of what you guys are building, and just to see where it continues moving forward.
So this is Friday night primetime here in Hawaii, on Oahu, as Dr. Maranta stated. In the past, teams from Hawaii Island has been involved, and he's hoping to expand it to other islands now. But what you guys see here, what you see here tonight, what do you see what are the similarities and differences from what you see back home in Los Angeles for Team Primetime?
I think some of the similarities are the peer coaches and their ambition to want to go out there and really facilitate and help. That leadership quality I can see in a lot of them wanting to protect their athletes. One of the biggest differences, like I mentioned before, is the atmosphere and the community involvement that you guys here have on the island. It's bigger than any other place that I think Primetime really has touched. There's other programs that do it really well, but I think this atmosphere, be a testament to multiple 16 schools, it just shows how much it's grown.
No, it all started with a simple conversation between Peter and I in a hotel lobby in Seattle, Washington, I think in 2015 or a while ago, and this is the roots of its conversation.
The culminating outcome of that small seed.
Yes.
Do you have any stories that you can share about how an athlete has participated in your case, Team Primetime, and how that's positively affected their lives and turned that into a positive moving forward?
So I actually got introduced to Primetime when I was a UCLA student at 17 years old. So even though I'll get to the athlete, at 17 I didn't think I would be 10 years later still involved with the program. I graduated, I played, and I came back, and it's honestly changed my life. One of the first young women I met was a tall 6'4" athlete named Christiana. Christiana calls the office every week asking, when are we going back to UCLA? Primetime is one of her core memories that she gets to play with her friends, and I've known this young woman, like I said, since I was a teenager, just a volunteer in the Primetime game. So it really touches the lives of many, and you can take it with you far outside of the game.
So has there been a Team Primetime game in Pauley?
Yeah, we do our culminating championship Saturday. We used to be in Pauley before COVID, and now we're making our way back there this year.
Yeah, Dr. Tsuchida, my co-partner that's currently at Mililani, running the other Mililani game, she actually went to Pauley Pavilion to see it. Yeah. way back a few years ago. Peter was nice enough to bring her out there, and so she had a whole another experience, and she could probably share a lot about Poly Pavilion. And, you know, the historical venue, you know, I mean, wow, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I walked in the Poly Pavilion when I was 17 and I left at 21. Like you said, I played basketball there, so that's like home for me.
Yeah, okay.
So to bring the primetime games and have that culminating event end in Poly Pavilion is lovely. And it's really a sight to see.
So is your season wrapping up now?
No, basketball season actually just started.
Oh, okay.
Our culminating All-Star event at Poly Pavilion is May 31st. And that's when season will wrap up. So I think you guys are a little ahead of the game. Like I said, one of the key differences. But, so LAUSD is just now starting.
And one of the other things, too, that we're also trying to expand, other than basketball, is we started outdoor soccer.
Okay.
So with 2 schools. Again, Roosevelt and Kalani, our initial 2 schools.
Where it started.
They started, Dr. Tsushita has gotten them to be sort of like moving Friday night prime time to daytime for the actual soccer event. So that's slowly getting some traction.
Yeah.
Right, so like you were talking about Poly Pavilion, right? So some of the, because of the time frames involved with, you know, classes that are being taught in that sometimes they come into the basketball arenas and stuff like that. So it does pose a problem when you're trying to find venue space.
Yeah.
But I don't think people realize, too, that you're backed up against a wall because this graduation season coming up right around the corner. So not only does it present a problem as far as scheduling, but just for practicing and stuff. We talked about Roosevelt having to practice outdoors on a football field.
Oh, wow.
I mean, so that's just part of it, and that just shows how dedicated everybody is to get this thing up and running and give these athletes their chance in the spotlight.
No, yeah, I truly believe in the program because I ask people I meet all the time. I was an assistant coach last year for UCLA women's basketball, and I say, do you know any leagues for students with disabilities? And most people say no, they don't. And so it's really pivotal that you are advocating to give them the space that they deserve because they need it, at whatever the cost. So fortunately for us, UCLA has 3 gyms, and so that culminating All-Star Weekend Championship Saturday, we really impede on our athletes, the UCLA athletes and the administration, to say, hey, give these kids a chance, just like anyone else.
So Kaiser was shut out in the first quarter. We've been talking about how important this league is, but look at Kaiser. They've come back and scored 36 points in the last 2.5 quarters to take the lead on Mckinley. So that's what's happening on the court. But again, it's just, we keep saying it, but it goes on and on. It's not about the points. Dr. Murata pointed out that the athletes do want to win. But I mean, just look at the enthusiasm from the family and friends. It's about these kids having their time in the light.
Absolutely. The league really puts a shine on the athletes being the stars of the game, and I love that for them. I love the peer coaches get the leadership qualities that they get to build and maybe take that into after high school, into college, and the athletes get to feel like they are true varsity playing athletes with no restraints.
Yeah. No, I tell you, it's we really appreciate the fact that we are able to bring primetime in the Hawaii version of it, at least, here to the islands. And, you know, as long as we continue to grow, we will grow along with Team Primetime in Los Angeles. And we're just so fortunate to have that opportunity to engage with all of you.
Oh, yeah. I think you guys said or mentioned you guys have 16 schools.
Yes.
Well, in Los Angeles, we have 16 schools as well, including the South Bay. So it's like you guys have grown, and plus the 2 for soccer, have grown this league so big that it's the same size of LA.
Yeah, okay.
And they're in LA County.
Yeah,
So it's like,
and something tells me that Dr. Murata and his team are just getting started.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can get to the outer islands too. That'll be nice.
Yeah. So you mentioned soccer being maybe a pilot for 2 schools.
Yes.
Is that maybe the second most common sport that you think most of the students would like to play?
Yes. And eventually we probably expand to more teams, schools to participate.
Eddie Freeman. Eddie Freeman for McKinley.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I truly appreciate it.
Enjoy your time out here in the islands.
48 hours, but I'll enjoy it.
Okay. A little bit of insight into Team Primetime, the Los Angeles version of Friday Night Primetime that we have here.
Yep.
But again, back years ago, that was the inspiration. Their league was the inspiration for you and your team to get this league started here.
That's correct. Yep.
We're coming down to the final seconds. 30 seconds left in this one. And McKinley has the lead, 42-36. But Kaiser, again, shut out in that first quarter, and they have they've put on a show here. Ava Waltall showing some speed right there, and that's going to do it. McKinley gets the win in this one, 44-36 in the first of two games here on Friday night prime time. Meanwhile, up in Mililani, Pearl City has defeated Moanalua 52-40. Again, 16 teams participating in this. Max Showman and Tyler Lamb leading the way for Kaiser as far as scoring goes. Kobe Edwards leading the way for McKinley. And while the teams wrap it up, we're getting ready. The band for Kalani is coming in. Roosevelt is going to be the opponent for the Kalani Falcons. Take a look at this. Look at the smiles on the faces of this Kaiser team. They came up on the short end, but you'd never know it by the way they look. They're just in love in this moment, enjoying everything about it.
The whole experience, too. And, take a look at some of the parents as well. That'll speak volumes.
And it's got to feel good to you knowing you have a big part in this. As co-creator of this league. And look at the teams getting together here, exchanging gifts.
Yeah, I mean,
it's got to be a great feeling.
While I know teams want to win, everybody's a winner. I think people walk away from this feeling that they just represented their school. Things that Friday Night Primetime gives a unique aspect to the whole educational experience. So, and we got a lot of the DOE leadership in the house today. Superintendent Hayashi was not able to make it, but we've got, Kinal Gardner, Assistant Superintendent Tammy Oyadamori Chan sitting behind us and very supportive of this whole overall program. So we're very grateful for them, for the department leadership.
So McKinley defeats Kaiser in the first game of Friday Night Primetime. We've got a second one coming up, Kalani and Roosevelt. And again, we've mentioned it. There's a lot of entities that have stepped up to sponsor this and make Friday Night Primetime a reality. I think we want to take some time to give them a shout out. Let's take a look at some of the businesses that have stepped up. Businesses, College of Education as well, that have stepped up to make Friday Night Primetime a reality.
Aloha. My name is Nathan Murata, and I am the Dean of the College of Education at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Our faculty, students, and alumni continue to make a positive global impact on teacher preparation, educational leadership, research, exercise science, and Native Hawaiian and Indigenous education. The college is synergistic and innovative in its programs, partnerships, and community endeavors. Throughout our efforts with professional development schools, parental and community engagement, curriculum design and evaluation, and a steady stream of innovative projects, the college strongly adheres to a collaborative partnership to strengthen teacher recruitment, retention, and development. It is an exciting time to be part of such a progressive and dynamic college as we re-envision what it might look like in the future and develop strategic initiatives to complement the changing times. I can't wait to see what the new year brings. I am proud and honored to serve as Dean of the College of Education, and I wish you all aloha and see you all next year.
We are Ohana. We are one family. We have an obligation to meet the needs of this community. In living in an island community, it's even more important.
We live in the same community we're serving, so Matson goes the extra step, shipping goods safely to better serve the state.
We understand the local culture and what the local needs are, and it really depends on our dedication to the Hawaii community to bring the goods in.
Giving back to our community is one of the core foundations at PowBox. We're proud to support the Friday night primetime program in their efforts to give students with disabilities and at-risk youth the opportunity to experience interscholastic athletics. Through the PowBox Kahikina Scholarship, we're also proud to support Native Hawaiians pursuing careers in STEM and tech in general. Now in its 7th year, the scholarship has awarded over $97,000 to 46 recipients. Congratulations and best of luck to all the Friday night primetime student athletes.
Concussions can happen anytime and anywhere. Don't think that it'll just go away. Take it seriously. If you think you may have a concussion, get checked out.
Oh. We're back down here courtside. That was a look at some of the players, some of the companies involved in getting Friday Night Primetime on the air. We're down here with Tyler Lamb from Kaiser. You get to see yourself on TV, Tyler. How do you look?
Hey.
Dr. Murata is going to ask him a few questions.
Yeah. So, how do you feel? How do you feel right now? Feel good? Yeah. So, how many years have you participated? 5 years. So, you're like a veteran for the whole program. So, over the years, have you seen it grow? Did it get better for you? Did you learn your interaction with others? And yeah. So, what would be some of the things that you remember about our experience here?
The thing I remember about experience is that there's cameras filming us, and also we were playing against Mckinley, and we did good, and we were nice to them. We helped them. We let them get a shot. Yes.
Terrific.
When you see your family and friends in the crowd, that's got to be nice too.
Yeah, they're nice too. Yes.
Can you hear them at all?
Yeah.
What? You can hear them screaming and yelling and doing that whole. So we got that's Tyler.
Tyler, we're so glad that you participated with us all these years. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Are you gonna continue again? Are you continuing again next year? Yeah.
That's Tyler Lamb from Kaiser Cougars. Dr. Nathan Murata, the head of Friday Night Primetime, the league that made this all happen. We got Kalani and Roosevelt coming up next. And talk a little bit about these two, because these two are the original teams.
Oh. I couldn't.
These two are the original teams that started out Friday Night Primetime.
Right.
Kaiser and Roosevelt.
Kalani and Roosevelt, yes. Original teams. All right. Kalani, the principal.
Yeah.
Principal Kalani, thank you for hosting Friday Night Prime Time again for the 9th year, where as one of the original schools participating in Friday Night Prime Time. What started out as yourself and Roosevelt, that's playing now at the nightcap. How have you seen the program grow and develop over the years? What are some of the things that you remember back in the day up until now? What has it changed?
We've seen the program grow leaps and bounds. We have so many more schools that are involved after we started it. But the benefit is to see the smiles on the faces of the students and the families. They're so happy when their child scores a basket or just participate. Oftentimes at the end of the game, the parents are coming up to us and they're crying because they're so happy for their child.
I saw those tears too. So that was really very, very meaningful. But as you know, putting on a game of this magnitude here at the host school takes everyone. So I know Kalani, you've got the band here with Dennis Kanashiro, you've got your cheerleaders here. I mean, you've got almost the entire student body here. So how is the day, the experience for these student athletes during the day, interacting with their peers and whatnot? Do you see a sense of school pride?
This is
part of a team is helping them.
This is one of the featured events for us for the year. We look forward to it every year. The band comes out. They don't go to a regular basketball game, but they come for this event, and they volunteer. They said, no, we want to come. Just like we have staff that's working with special needs students that are cheerleaders, and they come to this, and they don't want to play the basketball, but they want to cheer their classmates on. So it's been a fun activity. It has spawned us to have like a La Lea Club, which is a regular ed students working with the special ed kids during the school day. Like twice a week, they have activities that they do, so they get that interaction. So a lot of good things has come about because of our participation in this event.
And one thing I've noticed too, from almost the very beginning, with yourself and with Roosevelt and some of the other schools like Waipahu, they didn't have shirts, they make t-shirts, they make nice swag and gear, and parents buy the shirts, and it's really fantastic stuff. It's really.
Well, the best one yet was the very first year. You went out and got sponsors, so we got shirts and we got the buses and everything else. So with that, we said, no, we got to do our share because now there's so many more teams. So, and it's not hard. The parents want to go and do it. The staff, we go and we get what's needed to make the kids feel like this is a regular game, like any other sport that we have. So it's all exciting.
And we talked about this is all for the athletes, all for them to be included. And you can tell that everybody that comes out for these teams are all here tonight because these teams are huge. A normal basketball team, you would see, a varsity basketball team, you would see maybe up to 15 players. There are far more than 15 players here.
This is, you know, like we have, like I said, the band doesn't come out for the regular basketball games, but they want to be here for this. We have other people here. We try to make sure that we take care. As good hosts, we're going to feed Roosevelt after the game because we have a good relationship with Sean Wong, who's the principal at Roosevelt. He was my vice principal here before he got principalship. So it's all one family. We want to do well, and we want all the kids to do well here.
And to see something outside the box like this must be something nice. You can see everybody stepping up to make it happen.
It is great. And again, the reward for all of us is the smiles on the faces of the parents and the students. They're so happy when they score.
Good evening.
So Dr. Murata is going to make a special announcement in-house.
I just wanted to take this opportunity to welcome everyone and to say thank you to all the schools that are participating this year. My name is Nathan Murata, and I'm with the College of Education at the University of Hawaii. And in addition to hosting Kalani, hosting a Friday night primetime games, which is the last game for this season, you know, I wanted to take this opportunity to recognize several of our sponsors and folks that have helped put this together so that we can have a game that's actually being televised for the very first time after 10 years. So, you know, we wouldn't have been able to do this. Big hand for our sponsors. You know, to our, first of all, to Matson, and I know we have Bernie Valencia standing there. Bernie, hello, thank you. VP of Sales, Hawaii, Matson. Matson has been a staunch supporter of us since the very beginning. We've got account executive Kenny Harrison sitting in the back here, who will be talking to us on TV very shortly. So in addition to Matson, we also have Duran and Karen Okinaka, who's sitting back here. Duran's with Sugarland, and he's brought some produce and some bananas to take to for each team that's playing today. So we have a lot of folks here too, and our officials. Gosh, without them, we would never have been able to do all this. Mike, Ishikawa, and John Tom. How about a big hand for our officials and all the officials that have been helping us since day one. We also have our DOE leadership sitting behind me. They're a little bit shy to speak, being educators, I'm kind of wondering. But we have Kinal Gardner, Assistant Superintendent of Student Services at the Department of Education, along with Assistant Superintendent Tammy Oyatamori-chan. So we got leadership here too. You know, this actually has not only a DOE feel, but they also have legislative support. And I would like to take this opportunity to recognize Senator Michelle Kitani, who's a big supporter of Friday Night Primetime, in addition to Coach Laura Beeman, who also is a big supporter, and not sure if she was able to make it this time, but her too has been a big part of it. And we have Antoine Nigfa. Sorry if I mispronounced that. She's there waving. She's with Team Primetime in Los Angeles, California. She flew in specifically to be part of this experience for us. So with that, I wanted to say thank you to Olelo and to all our sponsors and support folks, and to the College of Education, to HCAMP, and to all the folks that have made this experience possible. All right. Thank you so much, folks. Game time. Thank you. I hope I got everybody. I'll hear it if not.
Number 10, Taylor Miyazaki. Number 23, Kei Kaita. Number 30, Gambit Chong. Number 31, Hoku Awa. Number 40, Jeff Ebersbach. Number 41, Paxton Yanagita. Number 42, Koa Afo. Number 43, Zach Moruya. Number 44, Giovanni Browning. Number 50, Kokojiro Wada Good. And number 51, Zachary Sugiyama. And now for your hometown Falcons, number 0, Ray Chittin. Number 1, Kimi Kipata. Number 2, Divya Sames. Number 3, Dylan Torada. Number 4, Tiana Lucy. Number 5, Brandon Pop. Number 10, Sierra Cavallo. Number 11, Taifana Lopez. Number 12, Mia Garvin. Number 15, Jeremiah Mauricio. Number 21, Jason Higashi. Number 23, Tyson Takamiya. Number 24, Colton Takai. Number 25, Kylie Arakaki. Number 31, Takuro Asone. Number 34, Alina Stevenson. Number 40, Brady Amazawa. Number 45, Max Kroger. Number 50, Isaac Wong. And number 51, Tyler Paxton. Big round of applause for all the student athletes here today. All right, before we get started, we want to remind everybody to show good behavior and sportsmanship. And let's cheer these guys on to have a good time and score some baskets.
We're back at Kalani Gym, Russell courtside with Dr. Nathan Murata, the Dean of the College of Education, one of the co-founders of tonight's event, Friday Night Prime Time. It's a basketball league for teams on Oahu, for athletes with unique needs and at-risk students.
And peer mentors.
And peer mentors, that's right. You can see them by the dark armband that they have on. And they're students at their respective schools that are volunteering their time to step up here and help their fellow classmates who are involved in Friday Night Prime Time.
Yes.
And boy, I mean, Kalani, we talked about them being one of the original members of this league, along with Roosevelt. But I mean, they've got the band here, they've got crowds, the signs, the Falcon mascot on the other side of the court.
They got cheerleaders. It's almost a standing room only environment.
They love this Friday Night Prime Time here in Kalani, and we're underway.
With the two original starter schools from the very beginning.
Again, 8-minute quarters, running clock. Every 2 minutes, a horn will sound so that coaches can make full-scale substitutions. And with both teams having over 22 players, that's going to be a lot of substitutions. And the goal, again, is to get everybody into the game and give all of these athletes their moment to shine in the spotlight. Shut up for Roosevelt. Again, the student peer mentors cannot take shots. They can rebound.
Yeah.
But they cannot lead anything as far as scoring goes. But you can see right here in the middle of the court, one of the peer mentors for Kalani helping one of her classmates navigate the court. Again, everybody here is a volunteer. The coaches, the officials,
yes,
the statisticians, everybody
yes,
courtside, all
yes,
volunteering their time so that
yes,
these athletes can have their time.
Yeah.
As you can see, the athletes from both teams stepping up to help Takuro Nakasone get his 2 points in the paint for Kalani. So there's the horn so that the teams can make substitutions.
The 2-minute substitutions is because, we want to make sure we get everyone involved. It's really controlled and structured so that 2 minutes in and out we want to make sure no one gets winded too much.
Right, and like
they
I
can
said,
rest, get some water.
It's every 2 minutes. It's a full-scale substitutions, but because both of these teams have so many athletes on it, nobody's cut from the roster.
Yeah.
Everybody who wants to be part of this is a part of it.
Yeah. Everybody
and
gets
boy, that leads to a large full bench for both Kalani and Roosevelt.
Yes.
Kaimana Lopes, number 11. When he was introduced, he's obviously a fan favorite because when he was introduced, this place went crazy.
Yes.
In the pregame introductions. The pro Kalani crowd cheering on number 20 from Roosevelt. That's just Dwayne Dew.
He just bounced right back up and made that basket.
He just bounced right back up. Again, athletes with unique needs, at-risk youth. And boy, you can just see it. They are enjoying their time in the spotlight and on TV on the Little Community Media. That's a perfect example right there of a peer mentor.
Would help facilitate that. Make sure that they try to follow as much of the rules as possible.
Delbert
Obviously,
Yang.
we have modified rules for this Friday night prime time.
Delbert Yang, number 11 for Roosevelt, and you can see he's got that black wristband on that denotes him as a peer mentor. And I'm impressed by them because it's athletes at their respective schools that have volunteered their time to come out here and help other classmates to have their time.
Yes. And they have to practice with the team too. Again, not just showing up. It's about practice.
And we talked about it. I mean, this is not just show up and play basketball. Roosevelt, we mentioned earlier, because of facilities and the fact that Roosevelt's gym is being remodeled, they have to practice basketball out on the football field 2 times a week. Their only time in the gym is on Saturdays where they get to actually use a basket, but they work on that to do fundamentals, passing, that type of thing while they're out on the football field outdoors, and then they use Saturdays to practice shooting inside the gym.
Yeah, and then sometimes during the field, when they're out in the field, they use big trash cans as baskets to at least simulate. So getting a ball into some kind of basket, amazing. And it's a tribute to the coaches and their commitment to making it work.
And again, we talked about how there's a lot of people that step up to help these kids out. One of them is the administration at Stevenson Intermediate, because Stevenson Intermediate is the school that allows the Roosevelt teams to practice in their gym on Saturdays. So it really is a community effort.
It is. It really is. It really is.
Well, Kalani's Isaac Wang,
some
number
pressure
50.
on there.
He's trying to play some defense there. Well, Roosevelt still gets it to go. That's
exactly how
10.
they drew it up on the board. Huh?
Colin Nishimoto gets the bucket for Roosevelt. Again, these are the first 2 original teams in Friday night prime time when the league started about
10 years ago.
About 10 years ago.
Yep.
Now up to 16 teams. In fact, we talked about it earlier. Mililani is the host site of another set of another doubleheader that's going on up there. Mililani, Pearl City defeated Moanalua in the first one.
Right.
And the second game is going on right now. It's
Mililani
Waipahu and Mililani.
And Waipahu. Yeah, it's going on right now at the same time.
Again, we want to thank our sponsors, Matson.
Yes.
Mckinley Bike.
Mckinley Bike. Pow Box. HCAMP, our concussion
Hawaii
awareness
Concussion
management
program, right, exactly.
Yep. The kinesiology department at the College of Education.
And also one organization that you might know a little bit about, the College of Education up there at the University of Hawaii.
Yeah, the College of Education.
Dr. Murata is the dean.
And I have even got my whole office involved in helping, and I feel really bad about it, but they're always contributing. And the department, the kinesiology department, that actually houses HCAMP and runs Friday night prime time, is a big department in our college. And, but our main objective is to train teachers, and we continue to do so. And we do a pretty good job of it, I think.
One thing for sure, these teams are not afraid to put up shots.
Yeah. I think a lot of it has to do with they want to score.
Right. And you mentioned it earlier. We keep talking about how they're having their moment, but you're talking about that's important to them too, but also winning the game is also important.
Yes.
Roosevelt puts up a shot with 45 seconds left in the half, and they have an 8-point lead, 12-4. Again, for Friday night primetime, the main goal is to provide an inclusive, fun, athletic experience for the students involved, and the ultimate aim is treating these teams as they would any other high school sport, varsity level, junior varsity level, intermediate level, and I think that is that's a target that's been well hit.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that's the experience, giving every student an opportunity to experience an interscholastic event and be part of a team, part of a program to represent their school. School spirit, school pride, Russ.
And for a place like Kalani, you can see the gym is packed. And the other side, it's pretty much standing room only, except for a few spots here and there. But it's the players, it's the parents, it's the grandparents, aunties, uncles.
Yep.
They get as much into it as the players do. Okay, so one of the main sponsors of Friday Night Primetime is Matson. And here's a guy that I know a little bit about. You can see from the gray hair we're about the same age, except I was covering sports back when he was playing it. He was actually doing it while I was just standing around watching and talking about it. But tell us about Matson's involvement in this, Kenny Harrison.
Well, I mean, I've been with there about 3 years now, and Matson's been a sponsor since the inception. So, we help provide, equipment, jerseys, some transportation. So I think for Matson, it's just a great opportunity to give back to the community and everyone here. So, Brother Nate does a great job. So we love to support all that he can do and what we can do for the community. So we're just humbled that Matson can do that.
No, I tell you, I was telling Bernie, but Kenny's been a big part of this process, probably even before Matson. So we go way back, and he's able to provide that little support for us, throughout the years, and it's been a very blessing to have Kenny part of Matson, but also just part of this whole program with us, experience. So I'm very grateful.
I don't know how you have time for all of this, Kenny. I mean, I've seen you coaching.
Yeah.
It's coaching, right?
Yeah.
You've got sons that are up experiencing the Division I level.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you have time for all of this?
I've been blessed, man. I mean, it's just been thankful and blessed that I can be out there and be with my kids and provide them opportunities like this. Sports has been a great thing for our family and for the kids that are playing today. It's a great opportunity to be with friends and family and just. Yeah, I'm just humbled, man, that I got 5 boys that are just great kids, man. Yeah.
And we talked about for you being involved in the University of Hawaii and various levels of sports, that to see it being brought back down to the home level where students with unique needs, students who are at risk, it's got to be a cool thing for you to see that they're out there enjoying their time.
Oh, bro, I tell you, this is my second year. I was, invited to come out and support and just watch. And my wife's here too, Kaleka. And, for us, we're just super humbled, right? We're super thankful that our kids are where they are. And yes, it is a great opportunity for any kid to be out here and play a sport, of basketball, whatever it may be. And yeah, it's just awesome to be out here. Honestly, I tear up in the back there, bro. I'm emotional just because. These kids have a good opportunity to be out here and you're playing, having fun. So, Nate does a great job, and it's been awesome for us to sponsor it at Matson, and that's kind of Matson, just family and community. Yeah.
And we talked about it. I mean, the shipping business and the what's happening here tonight, the athletic business, it's two very separate things, but it comes together in a sense that Matson is like a shining light in the community by helping bring, look at all the excitement here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, Matson does a great job, and for us to do a little small part in helping this thing continue and grow, now it's on TV, and it's awesome that Matson can do that, and we're very humble and thankful for the company to be a part of this whole deal.
Well, when we start to expand to the neighbor islands, we certainly will give Matson a call again.
I'll be there, but Matt, that'd be fun going to other islands.
Oh, that'd be
awesome.
That'd be something. That'd be something.
So you have kids that played at Oregon, is that right?
Yeah, Oregon State, right? My second son just graduated. He's a nurse in Seattle. He didn't play baseball, but I have a third one playing with the Pirates right now. Mm-hmm. And my fourth one is junior at Tulane, playing shortstop there. And my last one, I think it's my last one. My fifth one. Is at Punahou. He's a junior up in baseball. So yeah, I got a lot of kids, man.
Oh, I bring that up because Dr. Murata talked about expanding to the other islands.
Yeah.
It sounds like for one of us sitting here that the airline miles is not going to be an issue.
Yes. Yes. If not, we'll stuff everybody in a container.
Yeah.
We'll put them on one of our barges and we'll get everybody out there. You know what I mean? So we'll figure out a way to get out there.
And Matson is known for getting your products there safely and in one piece.
Yeah, plus my wife works for Hawaiian, so, you know, she got some connections, so we can figure this out. Yeah, we can figure it out, no doubt.
So again, I was talking to Dr. Murata earlier that before the first game here tonight, I was talking to some of the family members, and it's in a lot of ways it's more important to them in certain cases than to the players. The players are out here running, they're doing their things, but for the family members to be able to watch their kids play, you've seen your kids play, but for them that they may not have as many opportunities to watch it and take that all in, and to see that. It's got to be special for them, and in fact, it is. I talked to them before the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just being a parent, you know, and being out there on the field and supporting my kids, I can't imagine this as well. It's a great atmosphere. It's a great opportunity for the kids to play and be a part of a team, represent their school and their community. So for parents, obviously, I mean, it is a great feeling to be out here and supporting, you know, their child in any way they can. It's awesome.
Are you one of those that yells at the kids, yells at your kids from the stands?
You know, my oldest, yeah, he's 28 now, but I used to. My youngest, no, I don't say. I'm kind of real mellow now. I think it's with old age, man.
You have that look when they throw to the wrong base, they can just look up at you and just...
They know. Yeah, they know. Yeah, they do. Yeah. That's automatic, man.
No, but hey, Kenny, thanks again for everything, man.
Oh, no problem.
Really appreciate it.
Like I said, anytime we can help you, man.
Yeah.
You know, you've been a great provider for this opportunity for the kids, and you know, Matson does a small part in it. But I mean, kudos to you and Kelly, your family, you know, and all your supporters here doing this. I mean, it's a great opportunity. So thank you for having me, man. I'm humbled and thankful that you offered me to come out here and talk a little bit and be a part of this, man.
Thank you.
You deserve all the credit, my man. You do.
It does take a family.
It does.
The family's here to also shout out to them.
Yeah.
My wife Kelly, daughter Kylie, passing out programs.
Yeah.
Helping out the cause.
Yeah. Your wife is amazing, bro. She's amazing. Yep. No doubt.
And we talked about it. It does take a committee with all the volunteers. Matson steps up, but also the officials, the coaches are all volunteers.
Yeah.
The staff that goes into opening this gym, getting the floor ready to go, getting everything ready to go. It takes a community, and just from looking at what we see here tonight, it looks like the entire community is here.
Oh, it is. It's a great time for everybody in the community. Beautiful night tonight, and like I said, it takes a lot of people to put it together. And you know, every year it seems to get better and better. And I told Nate, man, we might have to start doing some baseball. You know what I mean? That'd be fun. You know, that might be a little bit dangerous, but it'll be fun. You know, we can do that, expand to that part, because it's just great for families and great for kids coming out here and playing together. And you know, they got their mentors out here helping them out. You know, up and down the court. So it's a great thing, man, for everybody to be a part of this whole deal.
Well, I mean, you can see it right here. The student mentors, how they help with the players to not only enjoy their moment, but to have their highlights.
Oh yeah. And the coolest part is this thing is on TV. I mean, that's the coolest part, right? So all these guys and girls are gonna come out tomorrow or watch it again. I mean, it is a great thing for them to see themselves out here. And I'm fortunate to be on TV and be a part of it. And it's a cool thing. And I mean, it's so much fun, exciting. So just for the families and the players, being on TV is another huge step for them, you know, building confidence and just being out here in front of the whole community, man. It's a great thing. Super.
All right, Kenny Harrison.
Yeah, thanks, man. Good seeing you.
Kenny
Good
Harrison.
seeing you, brother, man. Always.
The Hawaii baseball fans will remember the name.
Yes, sir. Yep. Thank you so much for having me. Go Bulls, baby.
Kenny Harrison now with Matson, the Matson Shipping Company, stopping by
account
courtside.
Executive. So we got the whole Matson clan out here today, which is very nice. You know,
and we cannot say enough about Matson to step up to help help you guys get Friday night primetime off and running.
Yes. I mean, while there's multiple volunteers, there's still some cost involved. And that's where Matson, Mckinley Bike, all our sponsors really step up to help us cover some of those expenses that we cannot help but pay.
And talk about real quick, you guys talked about expanding into other sports?
Yeah, well, we started on a pilot on we try to do like an indoor soccer thing. Gym space is a little bit of a challenge, so they did an outdoor soccer activity with my colleague Dr. Suchida with Roosevelt and Kalani, but we just go half the field, and same concept, peer mentors to work with, but it's soccer, so really nice.
Well,
different.
hopefully with all the work that you've put into this, all of the sponsors that are involved, we can't forget about Mckinley Bike. Their part in getting this thing running, but it would be awesome to see it spread into other sports.
No, that'd be nice
on other islands.
Yes, I think the first step is to see basketball is controlled in a gym environment. We can get basketball at least with the BIIF, Big Island Interscholastic, Maui Interscholastic, Kauai Interscholastic. Then we'd be in good shape. We're in good shape. Because I think the neighbor island schools should get an opportunity, just like all the 16 Oahu schools.
So that sounds like it would need a sort of like a commissioner. So somebody who's like maybe currently the dean of the College of Education at the University of Hawaii.
Yeah, or maybe my associate dean. I think she's here. Might have to give her another assigned duty. Other duties as assigned.
Meanwhile, on the court, Roosevelt leads Kalani 18-8. It's Friday night prime time here at Kalani Gym. Kalani, the home team. The first game here tonight, it was Mckinley taking care of Kaiser in the first game of our doubleheader. Right now, it's the road team, so to speak. Roosevelt taking Kalani, and this has got to be special for you because we talked about again also. These are the first two teams. Back when you guys started this league, Kalani and Roosevelt did a home and home basically because they were the only two teams in the league. Now it's expanded into 16.
Yes, yep. And we didn't do any recruiting whatsoever. The word just spread. And so I didn't have the heart to tell the schools, no, you can't participate. And next thing you know, it kept growing longer, bigger, and larger and larger and larger.
Well, you can hear the crowd. not to say the crowd is homers, but, they're reacting every time Kalani gets a shot at it. Final few seconds of the first half. And the buzzer will sound with Roosevelt up 18-10. Friday night prime time here at Kalani Gym. And we'll take a quick break before we move on. Again, we talked about the sponsors, Matson, Mckinley Bike. A lot of them have stepped up. Powerbox has stepped up. College of Education, Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program, that's HCAMP. They stepped up. So let's take some time to give them a shout out.
Yes. Yeah, we really appreciate all our sponsors. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Without your generous support, Friday night prime time would not be what it is today. So, thank you.
Aloha, my name is Nathan Murata, and I am the Dean of the College of Education at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Our faculty, students, and alumni continue to make a positive global impact on teacher preparation, educational leadership, research, exercise science, and Native Hawaiian and Indigenous education. The college is synergistic and innovative in its programs, partnerships, and community endeavors. Throughout our efforts with professional development schools, parental and community engagement, curriculum design and evaluation, and a steady stream of innovative projects, the college strongly adheres to a collaborative partnership to strengthen teacher recruitment, retention, and development. It is an exciting time to be part of such a progressive and dynamic college as we re-envision what it might look like in the future, and develop strategic initiatives to complement the changing times. I can't wait to see what the new year brings. I am proud and honored to serve as Dean of the College of Education, and I wish you all aloha and see you all next year.
We are Ohana. We are one family. We have an obligation to meet the needs of this community. In living in an island community, it's even more important.
We live in the same community we're serving, so Matson goes the extra step, shipping goods safely to better serve the state.
We understand the local culture and what the local needs are, and it really depends on our dedication to the Hawaiian community to bring the goods in.
Giving back to our community is one of the core foundations at Powbox. We're proud to support the Friday night primetime program in their efforts to give students with disabilities and at-risk youth the opportunity to experience interscholastic athletics. Through the Powbox Kahikina Scholarship, we're also proud to support Native Hawaiians pursuing careers in STEM and tech in general. Now in its 7th year, the scholarship has awarded over $97,000 to 46 recipients. Congratulations and best of luck to all the Friday night primetime student athletes.
Concussions can happen anytime and anywhere. Don't think that it'll just go away. Take it seriously. If you think you may have a concussion, get checked out.
I apologize, these two individuals that I'm about to read, this is their last Friday primetime game. They have already graduated. First Falcon is Jeremiah Mauricio. And one more round of applause for Miss Sierra Cavallo.
back to Friday Night Primetime. Russell Yamano with Dr. Nathan Murata, the Dean of the College of Education over the University of Hawaii. We saw highlights from the first half of tonight's ball game, Kalani and Roosevelt. You just saw there some highlights from McKinley and Kaiser, the game that happened right before us, a game won by Mckinley. But again, we've talked about this. It's the score might mean something to the players, but for the people involved, it's all about the athletes and giving them their time in the spotlight.
Giving them time in the spotlight, representing their school. Having that opportunity to show some school spirit, school pride, and have fun at it, gain some camaraderie with their teammates, and that's a great opportunity for them all.
So again, it's athletes with unique needs and at-risk youth. They come out, they get their time in the spotlight. And here, we talked about it, mentioned it a couple of times. Kalani and Roosevelt are the first two teams 10 years ago that started this league. And right now, you can see where, especially here on the Kalani campus, where it's come to. The band is here, the cheerleaders here. The place is essentially full. They just honored at halftime the seniors for both sides. I thought that was a class move.
Well, you know, as the two original schools, they got together to put together all this senior night, if you will, for their players. And the band has always been here ever since day one when we started at Kalani. So everybody's involved. But I think the senior night is something unique to just these two schools. Because they got together, they're the original ones, and they really want to make sure that they recognize a lot of their players that have dedicated 2-3 years of their time, and I think you can see how much they're appreciated. So it's great.
Again, we talked about a lot of people coming together to make this thing happen, including the head coaches. On the Roosevelt side, we got Max Martinez, Daryl Ueda, Aaron Nagasako, Dior Motas, and Mark Hugh. We just heard from him as he announced the seniors for Roosevelt here on the last night of the Friday Night Primetime season. Head coaches over on the Kalani side, Ray Akasaki, Janine Wailai, Lindsay Nogami, and Lori Seiyu. We also saw a little bit at halftime of the cheerleading squad for Kalani. The cheerleading squad also participating here in Friday Night Primetime.
Yes.
And the crowd just got into it, and you can still hear them going crazy here tonight.
Yes, and Kalani is one of the very few schools that has cheerleaders that have unique needs as well as part of their cheerleading corps. So that tells you a lot about the culture of the school and the ability of the faculty and administration to really embrace the uniqueness of everyone. And so it's very much appreciated. And you can see Kalani is one of the larger high schools here in East Honolulu. And so I think it's a tribute to the faculty, staff, and administration here at Kalani.
And we talked about it, the family members, parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles, friends, family, they get into it at halftime. It was a sight to see where the cheerleaders came out. They had their performance, but a lot of the family members came out onto the court and participated with them, and that all falls into the umbrella, under the umbrella of it's all about the athletes involved, and not necessarily the score on the scoreboard. It's important to them, but to everybody else, it's just to be part of it, to be in the spotlight, to have their moment to shine.
That's right.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal. And as Kenny Harrison said, you know, it's just all that emotional factor that goes in with parents seeing their son or daughter represent the school in an event that they probably never would have experienced before. So that in it by itself, I think, speaks volumes to what Friday Night Primetime has done for a lot of parents, a lot of families. And you know, we get kudos and accolades from parents, knowing when they find out who we are and what we've done, and everyone's very much appreciated and grateful. So,
again, when you look at the history of Friday Night Primetime, this league, it started 10 years ago. There was a brief respite during the pandemic.
Yes.
But then, you know, I'm told that it's basically one person approached a principal or to kind of get it restarted again. Again, this is a league that you started.
Yes.
You're the co-founder of it along with Allison Chida.
Yes.
And so, you know, that would be kind of the hope here, that somebody sees what's happening here tonight and sort of takes that route also.
Yeah. You know, I think for us, what was key is the administration at the schools. We started with the administrators at the school, both Mitch and Sean Wong, who will be coming on shortly with us. But both administrators were just big supporters of the idea. And so with them together, we were able to put together, along with the athletic directors, the event. And it just snowballed from there. And all the administrators are here now. Ron Okamura's, you know, he was here with his Mckinley team. Justin New was here with his Kaiser team. It's just something that's so fantastic.
And we talked about 2 teams starting out. Now it's 16 teams.
16, yep.
There's enough teams that there's a second venue going on tonight.
Yes.
That's up in Mililani, where Waipahu is currently taking on Mililani.
Yep.
The earlier game, it was Pro City over Moanalua.
Yes.
I mean, as a co-founder of this league, that's got to be something that now it's happening in multiple venues.
Yes, multiple venues, yeah. So it does take coordination, because we need to. We getting the referees to go over there, you know, getting the transportation squared away. So it's all part of what we feel is the whole experience. So we don't mind doing it. We love doing it. We love to see the expression on people's faces, and particularly the expression from the kids players.
Couple of shots right there by Gambit Chong for Roosevelt. Here he is, number 30 again. Does he get the shot to go? He does. (22-12). Roosevelt with the lead on Kalani, and we talked about it earlier. Again, it's as we bring in a guest to be interviewed. Dr. Murata, take it away.
We have Mr. Sean Wong, principal at Roosevelt, here with us now. And, you know, Sean, Roosevelt was one of the original schools that helped put Friday night prime time together about close to 10 years ago. What have you seen since its first inception to what it is today? And what is the overall feel for your student athletes, your parents, the community overall? And you know, I know with the beginning of the time, from the very beginning, you know, we had some growing pains as we experienced, but now we're at 16 schools. You know, you and Mitch were gracious enough to have believe in us to start it, and now we're at a point where we got schools calling us all the time to participate.
Yeah, which is awesome. I mean, you know, yeah, it's great.
Love to expand more. You know, hopefully very much like the Department of Education, to become more actively involved in it. We do have leadership here, and you know, it's just that whole experience too. And, I see some of the kids from Roosevelt that have played several years already. They're like all the veterans, you know?
Yeah. Well, the good thing too is we have some younger students on board now, you know, to help kind of take over and continue the supports that we have to support our players through the practices and so forth. So just to have the regular peers, you know, be a part of the program, our program, has been nice to see too.
Yeah, terrific.
We talked a lot about the sponsors that have stepped up. But I know the schools themselves have a big role in getting this off the ground and getting it, so to speak, sponsored. I don't know if sponsored is the right word, but schools themselves have to get involved to get these things rolling. And
Right. Yeah, no, so, I mean, we're fortunate to have teachers and faculty and staff that have stepped up and supported our students, our families and so forth. And then I think for overall, a lot of the principals who've been part of this Friday Night Lights, we all feel the same that, giving our students these opportunities, we'll find ways to make it work, whether it's helping them with transportation. I mean, we know we've been fortunate to have the sponsors, but, if there are times that we got to support, whatever we can do, we'll find ways to make it work. Because as you see the excitement on the kids, you know what I mean? This has been awesome.
So to have a Friday night prime time. And you being a principal, that's got to be a great thing. To have that venue, to have that outlet, someplace that the kids can go and participate. That's got to be a great thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then again, I think just being here tonight and seeing the overall crowd and the excitement, and I mean, it's not just it's not about the winning. It's about giving the kids opportunities, and you see both sides of the teams just supporting each other and encouraging the student athletes, and that's the awesome part to see.
And you can tell because every time someone scores, everybody cheers.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're not really sure who scored unless you paid attention.
But it's also cool too. I mean, some schools, man, they got some hard hitters, and they're out there to compete too. But again, it's all part of the fun, and we always joke around. It's just again giving the kids the opportunities and just seeing them have fun is the ultimate that we enjoy seeing.
Like we talked about earlier, Olelo Community Media, we're involved in esports broadcasting. So one of the cool things about esports is you don't have to be a superstar athlete to be involved. You can just be a normal student. Everybody fits in. Everybody can find a place in esports. This is the same embodiment right here. You don't have to be a 6'7" forward with a 40-inch vertical. You can just be yourself, use the tools that God gave you, and come out here and do this type of things.
Yeah, definitely. And again, it's about giving the kids opportunities, and even for our adult student supporters, to give them the opportunity to work with our students with special abilities and so forth, just to kind of give them the opportunities again to help out their peers, and that's the nice thing to see.
Right, I was going to ask you that's got to be, as a principal, that's got to be something special to see the on the floor peer mentors that are helping the other students play this game and have their time in the spotlight. That says something about your school, that there's athletes that step up to the plate, take time out of their day, their schedule on a Friday night, no less, when it's, everybody's out there doing their thing, but they're here helping their classmates.
Yeah. But you know what is the neat thing? It just doesn't stay on the court. I mean, even on campus, just during the school day, because they develop their relationships with their peers, the kids are excited to see them on campus. And again, it's just giving our kids a good feeling, to be on campus and have peers that are very supportive and understand. Oh, there you go.
So, end of the third quarter, so Roosevelt leads it 28-16. We almost forgot about the score here. That the score is going on 28-16. Roosevelt with the lead. But again, it's got to see those peers, those peer mentors. That's got to be, again, I keep bringing it up, but that says something about themselves. It says something about their family, their upbringing, and Roosevelt.
Yeah, and it's for all the schools that have the peer mentors. They have those qualities, those special qualities that, we don't teach in the classroom. It's not in the classroom, but it's that what they have, and again, they can share that with their peers, on the court, and even again, it's around campus, and just being a positive role model for our students. So that's been awesome to see.
Yeah, we just appreciate all your support
Yeah,
from the
no,
very
thank you,
beginning, man, Sean.
yeah,
So thank you so
appreciate it.
much for
Yeah.
everything. I really appreciate it.
All right, look forward to more.
Thank you. For more.
Thank you very
Looking forward
much.
to more.
Okay.
That's Sean Wong, principal of Roosevelt High School. We're down to our last quarter again, running clock in the fourth quarter until we get to the last 2 minutes. That's Mia Garvin, one of the peer mentors, inbounding the ball to the rest of her teammates. Dylan Terada gets it to go. And we know that some of the peer mentors, like in this case for Kalani, they're participants on the varsity basketball team.
Yes.
For the girls basketball team. So it's not only they're out there helping, they can provide some coaching tips as well.
Correct. Yes. So they give some. They're sort of like the field general on the floor, kind of guiding the students, helping them, put them in the right direction, getting them the ball. Yeah, a lot of aspects of it, and those students that require a little more assistance, that we put a peer mentor with them, pretty much almost one-on-one. Like in this case, primarily because of the health and safety issue of it, and want to make sure the experience is a good one for all the student athletes. So you may find 6 players playing at once, but one peer is attached to another student, and they work as one.
So they build a little bit of a relationship there, build a little bit of trust.
Yes.
And get the job done. So, again, we talked about some of the struggles that these teams have to go through for Roosevelt because their gym is being renovated. They have to participate in practices on the football field twice a week.
Yes.
They only have one day in the practice gym.
Yep.
That's on a Saturday. And it just goes to show you that they get it done. And Stevenson Intermediate, the administration there helping the Roosevelt athletes get their time in the gym.
They don't have a gym. They're out there making use of the field every possible way. It's just the creativity of the coaches and the teachers to have that time to practice, because that was part of the requirements. You have to practice. You got to have practice time. Get the kids acclimated, running around a little bit. So that's all part of it, the experience.
It's cool to see the peer mentors, during the shot, they're coaching. In that particular case, or helping his schoolmate, I should say, understand what to do, where to go with the basketball.
Right.
And it's happening here again on the Kalani side.
Yes.
Gambit Chong scoring for Roosevelt right there. They stop the clock. Again, they're not stopping the clock here, but they do stop it every 2 minutes.
Yes.
For full-scale substitutions so that everybody can get into the game. This is just a great scene for all of the players involved. The smiles that they have running up and down the court.
Yeah.
When they make a shot, it's just terrific for them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's really fun to see, and
So Dr. Murata, you started with 2 teams. You got up to 12. The pandemic hit. It's essentially called for a restart. Now you're up to 16.
Yeah.
How many teams are you looking at next year? Are you looking at expanding at all?
You know, we have schools that have participated in the past that's not participating this year. So yes, there is that possibility of expansion, and we want to make sure we got the bandwidth and all to also expand. And if we are expanding, really love to get to the Out Islands if we can, and get all the Oahu schools, each and every one of the Oahu schools. And we're very close to getting all the Oahu schools. So.
That would be a great scene. So now we come back to again 2 minutes, every 2 minutes, as you take a look at another example of how Kalani loves this team. The Falcon is here, the mascot Falcon. You look across to the outside of the gymnasium. There's just signs. Everybody's got signs. As you take a look at the mascot, the Kalani Falcon mascot, the crowd now is cheering behind the basket. I mean, it's a great scene, and these kids on the court, they'll never forget it.
They'll never forget it. They'll never forget it.
Oh, Lopes for Kalani tried a 3-point shot. I don't think we've seen one tonight.
No, we haven't seen a 3-pointer yet.
Kalani playing some defense right there. It's Colin Nishimoto with the shot for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Kalani will bring it back. Kaimana Lopes, number 11 for the Falcons, the home team. He's thinking about it from 3. He'll do it again.
Oh.
He wants that. He wants that 3-pointer.
He's playing some tough D too, man.
So your thoughts, Dr. Murata, as one of the co-founders of this league, what's your feeling here now that the season is wrapping up? You're looking back on this particular season, about a 6-week run to Friday night primetime.
This year was a good year, primarily because just the sheer number of schools that we had. And we had a bunch of new ones this year. We brought in the windward side, the Castle, Kailua, Kalaheo, Kahuku. So up until now, we didn't have the windward schools. So this year they participated. We've got Waianae, Nanakuli, Kapolei. So it's just gotten bigger. So this year is very memorable with regard to just the sheer volume of the new schools that wanting to participate at once. And so it was certainly a hats off to my colleague, Dr. Tsuchida. She was able to juggle some of the scheduling and assisted with scheduling with the buses, and I was just able to get the funding to help pay off some of these areas that we need help with. So.
And again, thank you to Matson.
Thank you to
Macaulay Bike,
Paul
Box,
HCAMP,
Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program for their support in getting these athletes their opportunity. And it's not just about what's going on the court. It's all of the ancillary stuff, the practices, the commitment, the time commitments that you talked about it earlier, the having to keep your grades up, to do all of those type of things, the bus rides that the varsity teams may take for granted or look at it like it's a humbug. I got to catch the bus again. But for these athletes to experience that's all part of it. And you brought it up with us to have them on television in a televised atmosphere. That's part of it as well, because the varsity teams, some of them show up on the air, and that was whole part of it is to make it all encompassing and all an event that the varsity teams have and your athletes can enjoy as well.
And And we're very grateful to Olelo for helping, giving us that culminating event for today, which, and I'm sure the other schools are a little disappointed that they're not on TV. Maybe that one day we'll get that opportunity to have the majority of our games televised, so I'm sure the other schools are wondering how come they're not on TV.
Lilia Sains, you can see how happy she is. She's very excited to get that bucket. She'll not forget this night. Wow, Kalani's close to within 10, 38, 28.
Kalani's making a comeback.
Less than a minute to play. It's a perfect example again. One of the peer mentors directing the players as they come down the court. It's a great thing to see.
Oh.
Tyler Patton.
Kalani's making a valiant comeback.
Tyler Patton closes it to within 8 for Kalani. Listen to this crowd. They are going crazy here in Kalani. He wanted to take the shot. He does.
Oh.
Jack Ebersbach with the shot for Roosevelt. And that'll make it a final 40-30. Roosevelt gets the win. And what a great night for these athletes.
So after 2 games here, we don't know what the final outcome of the Mililani Waipau. We're waiting for that score, but they're about wrapping it up as well. And Friday night primetime, now has come to, at least this season, has come to a very, very wonderful, at least, I wouldn't say end, but just a little pause until next year, until we get everything back up and running. And we'd like to run it during the real basketball season, but because of gym time and
yes,
it just makes it a little bit challenging. So that's why we sell after the fact that we can have some gym time.
So it does make it challenging to fit in after the basketball season, the varsity basketball season, but then also having enough time to get your games scheduled and in before all the graduation activities start up.
Right.
That's. Right. I don't think people put enough thought into that. That's right. A big concern.
Yeah, and then a lot of the seniors here have senior activities, proms,
yes,
things of that nature. And the other interesting thing this year was girls flag football. There was a lot more peer mentors for various schools, but a lot of them elected to participate in flag football, which is fantastic. So I know some schools were scrambling to get some peer mentors up and running. So.
Right. So that's the end of this game. But again, we want to take a chance. We talked about all the people who stepped up to the plate to help make Friday Night Primetime a reality. If we can, we'd like to take a look at the sponsors and give them a shout out. Take a look at the sponsors that have made Friday Night Primetime a reality.
Aloha. My name is Nathan Muraka, and I am the Dean of the College of Education at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Our faculty, students, and alumni continue to make a positive global impact on teacher preparation, educational leadership, research, exercise science, and Native Hawaiian and Indigenous education. The college is synergistic and innovative in its programs, partnerships, and community endeavors. Throughout our efforts with professional development schools, parental and community engagement, curriculum design and evaluation, and a steady stream of innovative projects, the college strongly adheres to a collaborative partnership to strengthen teacher recruitment, retention, and development. It is an exciting time to be part of such a progressive and dynamic college as we re-envision what it might look like in the future and develop strategic initiatives to complement the changing times. I can't wait to see what the new year brings. I am proud and honored to serve as Dean of the College of Education, and I wish you all aloha and see you all next year.
We are Ohana. We are one family. We have an obligation to meet the needs of this community. In living in an island community, it's even more important.
We live in the same community we're serving, so Madison goes the extra step, shipping goods safely to better serve the state.
We understand the local culture and what the local needs are, and it really depends on our dedication to the Hawaii community to bring the goods in.
Giving back to our community is one of the core foundations at PowBox. We're proud to support the Friday night primetime program in their efforts to give students with disabilities and at-risk youth the opportunity to experience interscholastic athletics. Through the PowBox Kahikina Scholarship, we're also proud to support Native Hawaiians pursuing careers in STEM and tech in general. Now in its 7th year, the scholarship has awarded over $97,000 to 46 recipients. Congratulations and best of luck to all the Friday night primetime student athletes.
Concussions can happen anytime and anywhere. Don't think that it'll just go away. Take it seriously. If you think you may have a concussion, get checked out.
Okay, back courtside here at Kalani High School Gymnasium, where we just wrapped up Friday night primetime. I'm Russell Yamanoha. This is Dr. Nathan Murata, Dean of the College of Education over at the University of Hawaii. And this league, for students with unique needs, at-risk students, it wraps up here tonight. So as we finish this game and this season, this is the last game of the season for your league. Your thoughts?
You know, this year's been a really good year with 16 schools, with some new schools coming into Friday night prime time. The excitement, the overall feeling of positivity with parents, student athletes, coaches, the community rallying around the school. It's just been a wonderful, wonderful experience, not only for us, but this Friday Night Primetime has just gone way above what we initially thought. And we can see it getting bigger and larger. We can also see it becoming something that could be impacted statewide. And we're hopeful that in the future, we can extend beyond the OIA, if you will, into the BIIF, Maui Interscholastic, Kauai Interscholastic Leagues, to really expand it, to really make it truly a statewide high school athletic association event.
And folks, he's not kidding about the expansion of Friday Night Primetime, this league here on Oahu, because we had one of the leads for Primetime LA, the league in Los Angeles. You guys have the same amount of schools that here on Oahu that they had in Los Angeles.
That's correct, yeah. And it was really nice because they actually came out to watch today's game and be part of this experience. And so, Ross, it's been great. It's been a wonderful time for us and just a nice way to kind of close this season. And we look forward to next season because we don't know what next season is going to hold, but I'm sure we'll be getting a lot of calls. But all in a good, positive way.
So I want to send a shout out to you, Dr. Tsuchida, for all of the work that you guys have put in. Just look at all of the lives that you guys have touched through Friday Night Primetime. I mean, the fans, the family members, the friends, the other students, the peer mentors. There's just so many lives that have been touched through your efforts here tonight. You should be commended for that.
Yeah, well, we thank you very much. We thank Olelo for everything, too, for today, and we really appreciate it. So,
all right, so
thanks,
that's going to
everybody.
wrap things up on Kalani Gym. A doubleheader tonight. Mckinley wins the first game against Kaiser. You just saw Roosevelt get by Kalani. That's going to do it from here at Kalani Gym. Friday Night Primetime wraps up. That's going to do it. We'll see you next time.
Aloha.